How's it going? This is going to be a real shaky video of how to replace your cabin air filter on a 3-liter 2005 Subaru Outback. Your cabin air filter is going to be behind your glove box. This was the cabin air filter that I got from AutoZone based on my vehicle information. All you're really going to need is probably a regular Phillips head screwdriver. I had already just finished this, so went through. Everything will be a little bit looser and not real tightened down, but you guys should be able to follow it and then retrack all the steps to put everything back. So first thing, you're going to empty your glove box, and there's going to be this little inset here. Going to want to just pull that right out, and that cross-checkered thing right there is going to be the housing for your air filter. What's unique for the 3-liter model is that there's this soft mesh here. It looks like on some videos of the 2.5-liter that's not going to be there, but that's going to make it a lot easier and a lot simpler here. So the next step is going to be taking off this side piece. It's where the string's coming out. You can put your thumb in there and you're just gonna pull, work your way up. Sometimes it's a little snug, but just going in real gentle and it'll kind of pull right off. There should be 3 clips all together. There we go. So 3 clips, 1, 2, 3. You can just throw that to the side. And next we're going to look to release this string right here. It's just on a loop. So give it some slack by picking up the drawer. And you're just going to pull that off of there and release it. Next thing you're going to do is push in right here and right here at the same time to get those clips out. You could probably also take these clips off from the inside, but I think it's a lot easier just to push in on either side to get it to slip out of that housing on the right. So let me pause and I'll do that with both hands. So again, I just squeezed right there, pushed on the inside, and both sides released out to where it's going to hang. And again, this is that soft mesh I was talking about. Next thing you want to do is release this side plastic piece. It's a Phillips head. You're just going to go lefty-loosey, loosen that right there. I already did it, but you're going to loosen it enough that you can pull it out, and you're going to want to support the drawer as you pull that out with your right hand, just so it has not a whole lot of tension on that little plastic piece so we don't break it. I'll pause and do that with my 2 hands. So I just pulled that out. There's our little piece right there, and what we're going to do is let it slide out that joint back there. And then it's the same thing on this side, except there is no plastic insert, so it's just going to drop out to the right and give it a little tension. And again, this is just a piece. It doesn't have an actual plastic fitting like this. So the whole drawer's out, and now we did that so we have access to these 3 screws, which are holding down this metal plate right here, which is going to help us move that mesh out of the way. So I'll come in from the underside. I already have these loose. Hopefully yours are tight, but I'll just finish. You don't need to watch me hand loosen all these, but loosen all 3 of these screws. So I just removed all 3 of those screws. Sorry for that. If you don't know already, you're going to want to always be able to keep track of your pieces, whether you put them in a little plastic container, something like that, or just if there were more pieces than, 4 of these, we'd want to make sure we know where everything goes, but this one's simple enough. But now we've released that metal piece there, you're just going to reach in and pull it up. There's no attachment site for that second low piece, so that's just a brace basically to hold down that mesh. So, and then what I was seeing when I was going in here, there's a joint right there between the mesh and the plastic. You don't want to pull up on that upper side. That's actually kind of permanently cinched down, but it could probably break off pretty easily. You want to go in from the underside because there's a Velcro. Hopefully you can see that right there, and a Velcro on that side. And then you're just going to flip it up this way. And it doesn't really matter if you block your vision there, because now we have our full access to pull out our air filter tray. So what you're going to want to do is clamp, sorry about the shakiness, get in there with both hands, so left hand on the left side, and you're going to apply pressure, squeezing your fingers together. And you're going to do the same thing here with the right hand. I swear there's enough room, it's just a funky position right now. I already got it out already, but there you go. I've got, and again, squeezing. So you're going to do that with both hands on both sides, and then you're going to pull it down through this gap. So I'll crimp those down, loosen it, and then show you guys how to pull it out through this gap. So just pinched and released both of those. Now it's nice and loose, and I think the air filter I put in might be getting caught up, but might need to be doing a little bit of wiggling here. Hopefully you can see that, having it set up there. And again, it's just plastic. Want to be forceful but not breaking anything, making sure we're getting these clips through. So I believe I'm good to go. There we go. So don't rush it, don't break these clips, that'd be a pain in the ass. Just give it some time, give it some wiggle. This left side's got some give, but this right side's pretty tough, so just be conscious of that. Again, I don't know if you could see from that angle, but left side's got give, right side not so much. And when I pulled it out originally, I actually didn't have an air filter in here, but if hopefully your car does, it came out like this. This cutout is going to be on the bottom, and you're just going to want to pull your air filter out, probably release from under these clips and pull it directly out. And then I guess I could show you guys what the side of this air filter shows as far as direction. Not 1,000% sure that I have it in the right way, but based on the directions, it looked like it goes in this way, and I don't think it'll be the end of the world. It's still better than not having any air filter in there at all. Let me get two hands real quick. So just pulled the air filter out, airflow, got an arrow. Let that focus in for a sec. There you go, airflow, arrow pointing down towards my thumb. Maybe if you've never seen what so airflow, I believe, is coming up from the engine bay through here into your just general cockpit area. So I am facing the arrows up. That's my assumption. Might be wrong. Doesn't really matter in my opinion, but I don't really work on cars too much, so take that with a grain of salt. And again, just getting it back in. Want to make sure, you might have to squeeze it a little bit, get it under there. Be relatively gentle. These things are kind of fragile, but once you have it in under the clips, I think you probably just want to fit it as best you can. Make sure there's no gaps along the plastic that the air would be escaping through. So just maneuvering it a little bit, once you have it flush, this is your new air filter. You can just do everything in the reverse order. So starting, flip this guy back up. There's our axis point. Again, cut outside down, feed it back in there. And then using two hands, hopefully you guys can see that. I think even pulling it out a touch to where you can depress these guys as you do it is probably not a bad idea. So now I'm through, and I just gotta fit it in there. I heard that click. Make sure all four of them click for you, and then you could just give them a tug to try to tug it out. As long as it's not given, it's in there pretty good. Nice. So cinched in, not going anywhere. So reverse order, we're pushing our little mesh down. We're trying to get it to sit flat behind there, and trying to get our two pieces of Velcro to line up. Don't know if it has to be perfect really, but it's cinched pretty good back there. It's cinched on the right side. Not too much fun trying to do this with one hand, but that's good. Grab our bracket here. Again, it's going to be 3 holes forward, positioned like this, so slip the side with no screw holes first. Get it to sit back there, and then you're just lining up those 3 holes with our 3 holes down here, and just start by threading one of the 3 screws we have here up through the bottom, and I'll pause and do that real quick. So I got 3 of those hand tightened down. Just grab my screwdriver, tighten them up. Nothing crazy, just tight to where they're not coming loose, not going anywhere. Oh, that was tough. Alright, good. Our plate's not going anywhere, our mesh isn't going anywhere. And now we're gonna do the reverse of this drawer. We're gonna try to fit our left nub right on that piece. And that's gonna be that guy all the way back here. So I was wrong, and I referenced it before. We want that hole to sit right on that peg. So I'll try to do this with one hand, see how it goes. And I think from a drawer kind of fully open position was the easiest way to go about it, but we're looking at lining up that, and yeah, opening and kind of tilting it a little bit, see where you can get leeway. But I'm in back there in that back right corner, and then I'm gonna line up this piece right here with this hole on the outside. So I need to pinch it a little, and it even has on this right side a fitting little groove for it. So just make sure it's lined up there, sits right inside, and then you're gonna go and put this guy back in there. So might need to drop the phone and do this with 2 hands, but just unscrewing this, having it in its most wide position. I'll show you real quick. Having it pulled apart, so it could be like that, wide open there, and then squish it back in there. So I think I need 2 hands to do that right and make sure it's all lined up. So I got that in, I felt it grab, and then I'm just gonna get my little Phillips head, it'll push in. Again, nothing crazy tight, just to where we're flush. It's not going anywhere. I would say at this point you probably want to double check that you have some motion there. It's not going anywhere, but you're on your bearing on both sides. And then we're going to do the reverse of squishing this side and this side in so they can fit, those nubs can fit back into each of their grooves. So definitely need 2 hands for this, but again, I'm going to be pushing this in to just give it enough clearance to get in there. So did that. I got each of them back in their little housings. That's a better view maybe. There we go. Both are in there. So last 2 things is going to be grabbing this string. You need a little slack, so again, lifting up the drawer, kind of closing it. And then this orange nub right here is going to be the one, so if you need to pull out a little bit more slack, and then just get it to sit on this little plastic piece right here. Okay, your drawer's all good. You can take this plastic siding piece again. You're going to want to line it up. Right, so that's going to fit right there. And you have 1, 2, and your third one is down here. Are going to line up with 1, 2, and your third one down here. So just slow and steady. Might take a little finagling, but lining them up and then just giving them a good kind of tap to get them flush in there. There you go, that one definitely just got in there. This one's a little close, but if I can give this one a tap. Nice looking flush. Still, see I have a little gap here, and we want this edge of the plastic to be inside your weather stripping. And last one, just clamp that. Make sure there's no gap right here. Mine doesn't want to get in too much more, but it's not going anywhere. It's got no play, so that's good. Even as I try to wiggle it out, our string's good. Double check that everything is moving. It can close. And our last thing is going to be our drawer. Where did I put that? This one actually has up, so it's going to be our upper side. That's what the side looks like. And that's just going to be sitting right in there. And should be flush. Throw all your trash and dirty napkins right back in your glove box. And good to go. That's how you do cabin air filter on a 3-liter 2005 Subaru Outback. I think, again, the 2.5 is going to be different. Mr. Subaru 1387 is going to have, I think his is on a 2.5, or at least on a Legacy version. This is the Outback version. Legacy is the sedan. This, again, was the air filter I used, and hopefully this was helpful.